So I posted a video doing some wrist exercises on Instagram and on Facebook not too long ago, and a bunch of you sent in messages asking what progressions and regressions there could be for these kind of moves. So first, joint prep for your wrists is something that you should do slowly and incrementally, okay? I posted the video. It's an extreme example of what's possible, which I think there's value in looking at extreme examples of what's possible. The wrists are very delicate, but they can also be, like any part of the body, trained up to a high point, okay? So if you're doing things like gymnastics, calisthenics, even lifting, you want to make sure that your wrists are resilient and that they can take the demands that you put on them. Hand bouncers, for example, spend so much time on your hands. They, of course, have to have really well-conditioned wrists, hands, forearms, okay? And shoulders, rest of the body. But it's very important to prep. How many people, maybe a lot of you out there, you just go to a normal fitness class and you do push-ups and then your wrists are killing you after. Or burpees, you're throwing yourself at the ground and your wrists aren't prepped, you're gonna pay the price. So there are beginner things, of course, that you do to building up to doing more advanced stuff. And some of the most basic things that you can do is think about warming up your wrists before you're gonna do any of those activities we talked about. So many people go into a push-up just cold, and then of course their wrists hurt, okay? So little warm-up routine. If you're gonna look at doing push-ups, you're gonna look at doing anything like that, before you get on the floor and start loading your hands, just start moving them, right? So you can do little things like make circles, go one direction, go the other direction, split it, go around, different things. You can go back and forth, right? So like this, back and forth. You want to get everything moving and you want to get everything feeling warm, okay? We can also just kind of pull back. I'll be here and then push forward, pull back, push forward, pull back, push forward. When we're talking about warming up the wrists, we're talking about the wrist, we're talking about the forearm, we're talking about everything, okay? Hands as well. So you want to start moving around and getting everything warm, getting everything loose, okay? That's number one. Once things are starting to feel warm, we can start to load a little bit and again, just kind of warm it up. This is something that I would do before handstands very regularly. Put my hands down, just gonna be on my knees. I'm gonna rock forward and back maybe 10 times, okay? On your last one, you can kind of move back and forth at the top, just up and down, almost making like a half circle. Once you've done forward and back with your hands facing like this, turn your hands out and shift your body weight to the side. Shift back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, okay? So notice I'm loading it up. This shouldn't be painful. None of these exercises should be painful. When it comes to joint mobility, it's not a no pain, no gain kind of thing. As Sarah Claire, our mobility specialist, likes to say, if it's talking to you, it's okay. If it's screaming at you, you back off, all right? So if this is starting to really, really hurt, this is painful, back off just a little bit. Go back to where it was comfortable. You're gonna do it with your hands facing towards you. You can kind of sit back, get a big stretch in the forearm. You can bend a little bit here if that's available to you. And then you're gonna push back, okay? Same thing, just kind of stretching everything out. Another option for you is one hand down like this, one hand like that, arm straight, okay? Push into the ground. You can rock back and forth again, getting a nice stretch in the forearm, stretching out everything in your wrist. When you're about to release, bend the elbow, turn around, come back up, okay? Do the same thing on the other side. Get it straight, push everything down, come back, stretch, move around a little bit. Then when you're ready to come out, don't just yank your arm off the floor. Bend, take all that tension out, relax, okay? Shake everything around. So we looked at kind of moving them around a bit, get them warm. We looked at now a little bit kind of loading things up. You want to build up to either the torch push-ups or something like the wrist push-ups that I did, any one of those things. If you're looking at the torch push-up, that's the one where you kind of take this little circle. And the circle, right, you're in your push-up position. The circle is going down like that, okay? Here, I'll change the angle for you guys. So I'm here, and look, I'm in that torch position, and then I'm gonna come back, and I'm gonna come up, and I'm gonna come back, and I'm gonna come up. That's a lot of load on the wrists. That's not something you're going to jump into, okay? And you might ask yourself, why would I even want to do that? The more resilient your wrists are, the less likely you are to have an injury, right? And there's a lot of things that we do in training that put our wrists in all these weird positions and loaded. So what we can do here is we can really control that. So because it's a push-up, regression is going to be just like any other push-up. You either go to the wall or you can bring your knees in really close. And in this case, you can also put one hand flat. So you can take a tremendous amount of weight off. If I keep this hand flat and I have my knees very close, I can put this one in that knuckle position. First, see if that's possible. Some people are going to be very uncomfortable in this knuckle position. So you know what? That's where you're going to start. That's going to be your homework. See if you can start doing push-ups, maybe just on the knuckles, right? Work from there. Once you're comfortable on your knuckles, this hand goes flat, you're going to try and lean forward and make this angle with your wrist. See if that's okay. Talking is all right, screaming at you is not all right. And then come back here. A little bit forward, come back here. You can do any kind of strength training protocol. You can do like a 5x5 with that, 5x5 on the other side. That's a good place to start. If the knee's too much, go to the wall. Start working at the wall, okay? Your hands, your wrists, your form, all these things need to be strengthened, but you need to understand that it's going to be a slow, gradual process over time. Don't rush into it, okay? There's so much that the wrist can do and the wrist can take, but how do you get there? You slowly, progressively add things on. Strengthening the fingers as well is going to help. Go to your normal push-up, again, regressions here. Get your knees close, get to your fingers, start working on your push-ups like this. As you improve, you take away a few fingers. So you get down to 3, you get down to 2, maybe even you get down to 1, just doing it on your thumb. Depends on how far you want to take it. But at the very least, I want you to start thinking before you get in and do a workout, before you start doing anything and it's going to be taxing on your wrists, I want you to think about warming them up. And never cheat your warm-up. When you cheat your warm-up, you sacrifice the quality of your training. Slow, progressive building, and you can take even the weakest parts of the body to incredible heights, but slowly and carefully. Guys, if this video was helpful for you and you want to see more like this, then please leave a comment below. And if you want to see something specific, let me know what you need help with. Either send a DM, but it would be easier if you send a comment just below, post a comment, like the video, and let me know what you want some help with, whether it's body weight, kettlebells, mobility, anything, and we're happy to help. Have fun, good luck with your training.